Hi guys, Top Pops here, and today I'm going to be going through all of my icon Funko Pops. So, let's get started. Alright, so I have maybe, I want to say 20, 25 here. Not as many as some of my other ones, but I do want to show these ones off because they are some really great figures. And I have a lot of them that I think are really great. And there are some, these are probably some of my favorites in my collection. I actually have them all in front of me here. You guys can't see them because the table's a lot bigger. But we actually have it at a bit of a different angle today, so I hope you guys are okay with this. But let's get into the first one here, starting with number 1. Alright guys, so at our number 1 spot here, we have George R.R. Martin. Now this one completely makes sense because this one was exclusive to Barnes & Noble, and he is the author for all of the Game of Thrones books, or at least most of them, I think. But anyways, here he is right here. He actually looks a lot like him. You see him wearing that hat a lot, so I think it's really cool that they gave him that. Also, he's holding a book in his hand. But there is the George R.R. Martin, a little bit closer up for you guys. This was the first ever Pop Icons. I didn't know if I was gonna get him at first, but then as they started to make like the first, I think like 3 or 4, I was like, I better pick this one up before I forget about it, because this would be one of those ones that later on down the road you're like, shoot, I never got this one. But it is the number 1 in this line. I was super glad that I could get it. It's got a great paint job, not too much going on here. This was a $14.95 one because their exclusives are a little bit more expensive than the other ones. But yeah, this is George R.R. Martin at number 1. At number 2, we have another author here. Now this here is Dr. Seuss. I was so excited about getting this one. This does look a lot like him, and it's funny, I did not know what Dr. Seuss looked like until this pop came out, and then I googled it. I was like, I guess that's what Dr. Seuss looks like. You don't really know, because he doesn't have his face on any of the books or anything like that, like in the inside little cover or anything. So really, this was the first time I'd ever seen what Dr. Seuss looked like. But yeah, you can see he's holding the Cat in the Hat book in his hand. I think that's pretty cool. He's got his huge glasses on. Also on the back here, you can see a lot of Dr. Seuss characters. So there's like the fish. I don't know if it's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, but it is one of the fish. We have Fox and Socks, we have Horton Hears a Who, Cat in the Hat, and then Green Eggs and Ham as well on there. So there's a lot of great ones. And I do like that they gave him the fancy bow tie color as well there. And the Cat in the Hat is actually printed on there, the Cat in the Hat. It's not just like that kind of like bluish color. It actually is the Cat in the Hat printed right on the front there. Overall, guys, really great character, and it's a pretty strong start for this one, but an even better one coming next. Let me grab it. Alright guys, so at the number 4 spot, we have Colonel Sanders. Now, I want to mention this as well. Funko skipped over number 2. I might have called Dr. Seuss number 2. It's the second one that is in the line, but it's number 2 is technically missing. So it goes 1, 3, 4. I don't know why they did that. Funko, if you guys are going to be making a number 2, it'd be great. I don't want it to be like another one of the ad icons where 23 is missing. It'd be really nice to have like a 23 and a 2. I don't know why that one's missing, but there's just literally no character for that. Otherwise, I would totally have it. But yeah, so far, guys, we're on to number 4 now, and this is the Colonel Sanders. So this was the first one that came out. This one was exclusive to the Funko shop, and the difference between this one, well, actually, you'll see after, there's another one that's Colonel Sanders as well, but that one's a different sculpt. So here is this one right here, guys. This is the Colonel Sanders with cane, and it does say on the back here, guys, your favorite fried chicken salesman is now your favorite collectible, and I do agree. I don't think I know another fried chicken salesman off by heart. Like, I couldn't tell you another person's name that's a fried chicken salesman. So I would say he is my favorite because he's the only one I do know. But it is really cool. Some people were saying this one should have been in the ad icons line, but the difference is here is that Colonel Sanders is an actual person, where a lot of those ones were never people. Like Chester Cheetah was not a person, so, or a cheetah. Anyways, but you guys know what I mean.
Cheeto.
So yeah, Colonel Sanders was a real person. That's why they put him in the icons line, not the ad icons line, but it's still a really great figure. Now at the number 5 spot, we actually have 2 characters here. These are both Colonel Sanders. So we've got the golden one, and then we've got him with the chicken bucket. So it's the same sculpt, just different paint jobs on this. I think the gold one's completely worth it. The gold one also came with a t-shirt, and it said something like it's finger licking good, and then it was the golden pop inside of there. I'm so glad that I got this because it's a great character. And it even has the golden KFC logo printed onto the front there. So it's not just like one color gold, they added a bunch of different colors there, which I think makes it look a little bit better than when they just do like one gold color. They actually painted like darker golds and like brighter golds to kind of make it look a lot nicer and show more detail. But yeah, the Colonel Sanders with chicken is pretty funny because it's just a bunch of like chicken tenders on the top there, and then the glasses look great. He's got pretty cool, actually I think Noah has the same pair of glasses or something very similar. But anyways, guys, there they both are right there. Really great characters. Like I said, I'm putting these two together because they're the same sculpt. This one here was a common, and then this one here was a Funko Shop. exclusive with the t-shirt. Now, up to this point, every single character has been one with glasses, which I thought was kind of funny. So next up, we're not breaking that trend, it is Stan Lee. Now, Stan Lee, this was right after, or a little bit after he passed away, maybe like 3 or 4 months after he passed away, they came up with this character here. And this one here is a patina Stan Lee, which I think is a great way to commemorate someone who has passed away. And on the back here, it does say this. It's for the Hero Initiative, helping comic creators in need. Funko LLC has donated in honors of Pop Icons to the Hero Initiative. To learn more about the Hero Initiative and its missions to help comic creators in need, please visit www.heroinitiative.org. So if you guys want to check that out, there it is right there. I also like that they gave it the shiny look on the Stan Lee logo there. Like, it's not flat. It's got like this kind of like gold foil on there. And then the patina Stan Lee looks great. Then you guys can see on the side there, it's got the patina. And then also you guys can see a better version of the Stan Lee up there. It's kind of hard to show the shine on there, but it is there. Don't get me wrong, it's there. See you guys there? It's kind of shining. Anyways, that's it right there, guys. This is the Stan Lee one. The rest of the Stan Lee ones are, I think, in its own line, or is like Marvel, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not exactly sure where those ones are, but I'm guessing if there was ever another Stan Lee one that wasn't part of the movies, they'd put them in this line. Now we're kind of getting into the American history. We have, I believe, 5 of them. 5 or 6. I think 6. We have 6 different American history ones in a row here, and then we have some later on as well. But here we have Rosie the Riveter. So this one's a cool one. They gave her rivet, I guess you could call it. This is an only at Target exclusive. This was the first ever for the American history line. I was really excited about getting this one because it is a different one. It's a very different character. And I don't think anybody else could say that they've made a Rosie the Riveter character. So if you want one of these, I think Funko's, at least of what I know, Funko's the only person that's ever made a Rosie the Riveter figure. And then you guys can see there, they also put on the back the We Can Do It. And I found out that actually Rosie the Riveter was a real person. I always thought it was just someone on the posters, like this, the We Can Do It part. But I found out that Rosie the Riveter is a real person, and that's why it's in the icon line. I guess it could be considered like an ad icon if it was just her on the poster there. But overall, really great character and really great figure as well. I like that they made the side of this the same colors as the poster, so you guys can see there it's the same poster colors, like the blue and the yellow. Overall, really great character. The bandana looks great, her jumper looks great, the boots are really nicely done, but overall, guys, like I mentioned, just a really great figure. Now, after Rosie the Riveter, we have George Washington. Now, this one's a great one because, you know, it was the first president, so George Washington is nice. This is number 9, Rosie the Riveter was number 8, and then you guys can see here it even has the American flag on the side instead of the blue and yellow like Rosie the Riveter had. I'm not going to show you the back because that'll spoil for the next character, but overall, a really great one. I like the suit. I like the pose they gave him. It was pretty nice. They've got the one hand to the side there. It's just fitting for George Washington. So overall, guys, really great character. I also like the hair as well. Here's the reason I didn't want to show the back here is the Abraham Lincoln one. I love the top hat on this. Overall, it just really looks like an Abraham Lincoln figure because of the suit that he's wearing. You guys can see on the back there now if you want to. There's the George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. All of these, oh no! George Washington was not a Target exclusive. There were 4 Target exclusives for the American history stuff. So there was Rosie the Riveter, this one, and then 2 more after this. But yeah, overall, I like the way they gave the Abraham Lincoln his kind of like pose like this. Looks like he's fixing his jacket. That's really nice as well. But yeah, overall, really great character. After that, we've got the bigger character here. Now, this one is pretty neat. This is Washington crossing the Delaware. I don't know too much about American history. I am Canadian, so I don't know who are the 2 people in the back there. But if you guys could, you know, educate me in the comment section below, that'd be great. But there is Washington in the front right there with his hat on. I think this has some of the most detail that I've seen on a pop icon. Well, actually, you know, like a moment, because this is technically a historical moment. It's the only ever historical moment. So I think this is like the most detail I've seen on a moment in a pop in a long time, because they've got like the water and some ice there, and then it's also got the flag, and they're carrying it. They also have the back there, and George Washington's foot is up on the front of the boat there. I think that's a really nice touch. Just a lot of really great detail on this. But again, guys, let me know in the comment section below who these 2 guys are. Now here's the last Target exclusive American history one, and we have Uncle Sam. Now I actually wanted this one as a pop a long time ago. I did a video called Funko Needs You, and it was such a long time ago, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 now that I think about it. But I did this and I was looking for a a pop of him, Uncle Sam. I don't know what I was doing in the video. It's probably like me getting you to like subscribe or something like that. But you should if you're not. I don't know, that's all I got. But there it is right there, guys. This is the Uncle Sam from the American History line. I like that they gave him that iconic pose, you know, like pointing forward there. And it also says, I want you for a U.S. Army on the back there as well. It's got him pointing. So this is pretty much the same pose as this right here, like the posters would be, as him right there. So I think it's a really great figure. It looks pretty much exactly like him. I also like that this feels like an older character. I don't know why, but maybe it's the colors they gave him. They gave him like lighter colors. Because if you guys look at these other American History ones, it's got like this darker kind of color to it, where this one here seems like it's kind of like faded, it's kind of older. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of like a poster kind of style. But yeah, I really like this character. We've got one more American History one here, and this one is Benjamin Franklin. Now, I think this one is great. This one reminds me of, for some reason, the pop reminds me of the Benjamin Franklin from The Office. I don't know why, but if you want to get the entire Office set, you got to get Benjamin Franklin as well. If you know, you know. The episode, I'm not going to mention it. But anyways, this is pretty cool. I like that on the back there they also put the photo. I mean, it's really nice that they are putting these parts on the back to show the character. I get why they're not putting a photo of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, but it is cool to have the posters and pictures of people on the back there. Yeah, this one's neat because it is a bit different. It's got like, I want to say like photos and postcards maybe, and like magazines from his like findings and stuff like that with electricity. But you guys can see there on the back. He also has his kite and key, in case you're wondering. It does look really great. He's got like the spool and then the key tied right in the middle there. I think it looks really great. But yeah, his glasses are funny too, how small they are. But I'm guessing that's the exact glasses he wore, or something very, very similar. It's not on the back in the photo here, so I'm not sure. He probably took them off for his very professionally done photo there. But overall, I like this one. This is probably my favorite out of the American History ones, only because, I don't know, it's just so iconic. Pop Icons. Now this next one here is not even a person. I don't know why this, I mean, I don't know why this is in the icons line. To be fair, I thought this would have been an ad icon, because my reasoning earlier was that these weren't real character, like these weren't real people, but now this one's not a real person, so you'll just see it here. We have Rat Fink. Now, Rat Fink, there's actually 3 different versions of this one. They're all number 15. This one here is a glow-in-the-dark one. Then this one here is the green chrome. I think this one's probably my favorite. This one is the glow-in-the-dark. And then we also have the black chrome Rat Fink as well. So these 3 are really weird characters. I will say that. This was in my top 5 Funko Pops that don't look like Pops Part 2, just because I don't think this one looks like a Pop at all. He's got like a big head, but that's kind of what he looks like in the figures anyways. So if you guys don't know what Rat Fink is, this was like a thing for like cars and stuff like that. They'd be like I don't really understand it. It's like, it was like a thing that people were called, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or if it was like a mascot for like muscle cars and people who liked cars a lot, because you guys can see he's got an oil can in his hand. If you know more about Rat Fink, just like the Washington crossing the Delaware figures, let me know in the comment section below, because I tried to do my research on it, but I couldn't find too much. I know they talked about this on American Pickers, so this is like an older character that has to do with like racing and cars and stuff like that, but I don't know much about him. But overall, guys, these were all exclusive to Toy Tokyo. I think the characters look great. I especially like that green chrome one because of how shiny it is. But overall, really great ones. I just don't know much about them. Now this next one here is something that I'm really excited about. This one is the MTV Moon Person. Now this used to be called MTV Moon Man, but it was switched in, I believe, 2011 to Moon Person, because there's technically not male or female attributes to this actual award, so I get it why they did it. I wish they also made some other awards as well. They could totally make an Oscar. Now the reason I'm saying an Oscar is because it's an actual person like that, you know what I mean? It's someone standing there. I think it'd be really amazing if Funko did make one. You guys can also see that it's got the classic icon sticker on there. Now this was because this was supposed to be a Walmart exclusive, but last minute they switched it. So instead of taking the stickers off of the first ones, they put a classic icon sticker over top of it. And you guys can actually find like the first original ones that went to Walmart's had the Walmart sticker under it, and then later on they just kept the classic icon sticker, so that's cool. I also like that they gave it the MTV logo on the flag, because that's what it is. That's what it does look like. And this one has a base as well, and it says MTV Video Music Awards, so that's pretty cool. You guys can see there on the side, and then on the back as well. It's also one of those boxes that has the fancy kind of like shiny bits on it. You guys can see on the top there the MTV logo, as well as the number here and the number on the side are all very shiny, and the name as well, so that's pretty cool. Overall, really great, you know, character. I love the award because it looks so different and unique. I believe they might also be coming out with a gold one. There's nothing confirmed by Funko, so you can't tell anybody that I was true, but I thought I saw something about a gold one maybe coming soon, because there is a gold version of this. I don't know when they use the gold ones, because I've only ever seen these ones being handed out. Maybe they used to be gold. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, guys, let's move on to the next one. Now, this next one here is the same person, but two different numbers, so I'm just going to show them both off quickly. We've got the Jim Henson with Ernie. Now, this is number 19. I don't know why they didn't do this the other way. So this one was number 19, and then this one was number 20. Jim Henson holding Kermit. I for sure thought it would have been like this, where this one was 19 and that one was 20, because Kermit's the more notable character. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you were to pick... Well, here's the thing. Kermit is technically a Muppet, but so is Ernie. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're both Muppets, but I would call this like a Sesame Street character before I would call him a Muppet. I don't know. Anyways, I would just say that I think Kermit is more iconic, so I felt like this one should have been 19 and this one should have been 20, but maybe they came up with the exclusive first and then they did this one after. I don't know. Anyways, I love both of these. I'm a big fan of Jim Henson, and both of these characters are great. I love the way that they're actually kind of like popified. Like, the Ernie has pop features, and so does Kermit, but the problem with Kermit is that the pop on Kermit is pretty much just Kermit's head but bigger, so it's a little bit of a weird one for the popified version, but the Ernie does look really great. But yeah, guys, overall, both really great figures, and I think the heads are different on these as well. I might be wrong, but they do look a little different. Maybe he's just turned his head a bit different. I don't know. Anyways, both really great characters, and I'm glad I could have both of them in the collection. After that one, guys, we have Edgar Allan Poe. Now, this one here was the BAM exclusive, and I like this one a lot. So this one right here was the one with the Raven, and the Raven is the one in his hand. There's also two other versions of this one. So there's him with a book, which was New York Comic Con, which I don't have yet. Sad about that one, but I will get that one eventually. And then there's him coming out with a skull in his hand. But this is the one that I have right now. This is the only Books A Million exclusive icon. I mean, there's technically the New York Comic Con exclusive one was shared with Books A Million, but it wasn't like exclusively exclusive to Books A Million. It was exclusive to New York Comic Con, but shared with Books A Million, I guess you could say. So it doesn't have a BAM sticker is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, overall, really great character. They also put a photo of Edgar Allan Poe on the back. But yeah, it's a really cool character. I think it's kind of funny that they made 3 of them, but I will be getting all of them for my set. Now this next one here, or next 3, because they're all the same number, it's the same sculpt, just different characters, or different like suits, I guess you could say, is one that Funko created for them. So this is for the New York Comic Con Paulie Pigeon. So Funko created Paulie Pigeon. This is now New York Comic Con's mascot. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of these guys when we go to New York Comic Con next year. That'll be really cool to see if they maybe incorporate it into New York Comic Con, because they do now have a Funko as a shirt, as well as these 3 figures. So these ones were shared with the Funko shop outside of the convention, but this one you had to buy at the New York Comic Con merch booth, and I got one while we were there, which is really awesome. So this one here's got the stripes. Kind of reminds me of like a baseball player or something like that, the way he is with that striped shirt. And then these 2 here are the same one as that one, just different paint jobs again. Now, if you're to order this one, careful, because this guy does wobble a bit, and it does make marks on the front. I wish I didn't have any with marks, but I just couldn't get a better one. Like, I ordered them online, so I had no clue. This one looks pretty decent, but this one was kind of popped out of its, you know, like little like insert there. This one, I actually had to fight for a good one. So it took me like 3 or 4 times of me kind of like bothering the lady to get another one to try and get a nice one. So careful if you're ordering these ones online. Make sure there's no scratches on the front. I'm okay with it. Like, it's all right. But overall, guys, they're really great characters. I think it's really awesome that Funko created a mascot for New York Comic Con, and it's surprising that they didn't have one before this. I didn't know they didn't have one. But anyways, guys, overall, really great characters. Now, after those guys, we have a world history one. So this here is one that I was pretty excited about getting, and this one is Albert Einstein. Yeah, I love this one. This one's cool. He also has the little chalkboard that says E equals MC squared, and then you guys can see on the back there is the photo of Albert Einstein. He's got that iconic mustache and that hair. I wish his hair was a little bit messier, but I guess it is pretty messy. He just has a suit on. I mean, it is Albert Einstein. I'm glad they gave him the E equals MC squared, because that gives him a little bit more detail, because otherwise he'd just be a guy with a mustache and kind of messy hair. But yeah, I really like this one. It's cool that they're doing world history as well. It'd be cool if they did like Madame Curie. That would be another cool one. I only know her because of the Big Bang Theory. But yeah, I still think it'd be cool to have one. Anywho, after that, we have another scientist here. We've got Bill Nye. Now, this is Bill Nye, the science guy. You guys know Bill. Anyways, I was always hyped when he came up in school for science class. We even watched him in high school a bit, too, which was always fun. So anyways, here's this one right here, guys. We've got Bill Nye, the science guy. There's another version of this one coming out soon. I'm going to talk about the ones that I don't have at the end of the video, so if you guys want to stick around for that, maybe you guys could help me find these characters for good prices. Some of them aren't out yet. I have pre-ordered some of them at GameStop, but this is one of them here. So this is Bill Nye. I like the way they did him. He's got his lab coat on. The one thing that kind of bothers me, no, never mind. It's a wrinkle. I thought it was a pen. There was a wrinkle on his pocket that they added. I thought it was a pen and that they didn't paint it, but they didn't. It was a wrinkle. It's even more... It's a wrinkle. I thought it was a pen, so actually they gave it more detail than I thought. Anyways, he's got a flask in his hand. He's got his, you know, the iconic kind of like Bill Nye look. It's really just a lab coat and then a bow tie, but you know this is Bill Nye when you see this. And I think it's really cool. His hair, I would say, is actually swooping the other way in this photo, but I mean, he can do it either or. But did I show this off? I don't know if I did, but there's the photo of Bill Nye on the back there, and then there's a closer shot of Bill Nye right there. Overall, really great character. I love Bill Nye, and you know, I mean, here's the thing. This might have been before my time, but Bill Nye was a Disney show, right? And I did not know, or Bill Nye was on the Disney Channel, and I did not know that, and I'd never seen reruns, and I'd never seen it on TV. So I don't know when this was. Like, was it in the 90s maybe, or like early 2000s? I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, somebody let me know in the comment section below. I'm asking you guys to let me know a lot today, but really, I need to know these small details about different characters because I got no clue with this one. Now, here's another one, guys. We've got another author here, and we have Stephen King. Now, this one, there's two versions of this one coming out. There's this one and then a Barnes & Noble exclusive, but like I said, we'll touch upon that towards the end. So here is this one right here. He's got his book in his hand. Now, if you guys are wondering what he wrote, a good one is It. Is another good book. I've never read it, but I have seen the movie, so it is pretty cool that they did make this one. I like it a lot. And then you guys can see on the back there, there's another photo of Stephen King. I like that they're putting the photos of real people on there, or like the person, to show you guys what they look like, because they are very similar when it comes to the pop versus the person. But overall, really great character. I mean, it is just him holding a book, so there is not much going on with this character, but I had to pick it up. Now guys, after Stephen King, this is the last figure that I own out of the Icons line, and it is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, this is pretty cool. She has her judge gown on, which is, you know, nice. It's what she normally wears, or what you at least see her wearing most of the time. She's got glasses on, which she wears glasses. I'm really having trouble explaining this one because it's just Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's not like she's got like Kermit in her hand or anything like that. But it does have a quote on the back. I guess I can read that. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So anyways, guys, this is the last one, or the most recent one, from the American History Pops for the Icons. Overall, a pretty great character. Again, when it comes to the American history stuff, I don't know as much about it as some of you guys might know from American history. I really only see it through the news, and whenever something, not controversial, but something big comes up, if that makes sense, because I don't get too much American news. So if there's smaller news stories with like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I might not see as much of it. I have seen them talk about her on SNL though. That's something I have seen. But anyways, guys, that's all the characters that I own. Let's check out the ones that I don't own. All right, so I made a list on my phone of the different ones that I don't have. So let's start with the first ones here, starting at number 16, Kirk Hammett. Now this one's the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then Kirk Hammett, number 17, Frankenstein. I don't have either of these. These ones were exclusive to the ROM in Toronto. I talked about these ones recently, but I never did get them, only because you had to get up so early in the morning. Kenny even tried for me, and he got there and it was too late. He got there at like 9, I think, maybe 10, and they had sold out of them completely. They were limited to like, I want to say 1,000 each. I mean, they set some for each day, and we were on vacation. I could not go. It wasn't like I could try the next day. It was like I was gone for the week. They sold out that weekend. So anyways, those ones are only like, those ones are around $250. Now I say that like they're only like that, but to be fair, if I were to try and finish my Ad Icon set, the most expensive one is like $1,200. So me trying to finish this set is much more reasonable than me trying to finish the Ad Icon set. So I feel like I should slowly try to get these ones for a decent price. before they shoot up to like maybe 500 or 600. After that, though, we have 2 more Edgar Allan Poes. So the New York Comic Con one with Book, which I talked about, and then we have the Edgar Allan Poe with Skull. Now, those ones are both 21 and 22. Those ones I'm sure I will get eventually. I mean, they're just one of those ones that I just never did get with New York Comic Con. And then the Edgar Allan Poe with Skull, I pre-ordered over at GameStop. So that one will be coming soon. At number 24, there's 3 24s. There's Marilyn Monroe with sunglasses on, so that one's exclusive to the Hollywood store. It's sold out now, but it's only about 40 to 50 bucks, so I'll just have to order that one on eBay. Then we have Marilyn Monroe no glasses, so this is the normal common version. And then the Marilyn Monroe black and white. So that one's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. I think I should be able to get that one. I was going to pre-order it, but then they don't have PayPal when you're pre-ordering, so I haven't pre-ordered it yet. But Entertainment Earth, if you're watching, I'd love to review that character. Next up, we have number 27, 27. Actually, there's 4 of this one. There's 2 27s and 2 28s. These are Mark Hamill. Now, we have Mark Hamill, the normal one, then him in a black suit, him as Joker, because he is the voice of the Joker on the animated series, and then him as Purple Joker, so it's completely purple all the way down. So those 4, the first 2 are 27 and the second 2 are 28. I'll get those ones eventually. The most expensive one for that's like $100, and they have it on Toy Tokyo, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just have to wait on that one eventually. Then we have number 43, Stephen King. Oh, actually, hold on. I have this one. Yeah, I do. Hold on. Let me cross that one off real quick. Okay, number 44... 44, Stephen King Bloody. So that one's him with a hatchet behind his back, and then he's got blood dripping down his face. I don't know exactly why they gave him the bloody look with hatchet. I don't know if it's just because he's a horror writer, or if it's because it's like he was significant in something where he had blood and a hatchet, or maybe he wrote himself into one of his books. I'm not exactly sure, but that one is one that I will be getting. It should be coming out soon. I like to just order these ones online so I don't have to worry about going all the way to Barnes & Noble, which is like an hour and a half away. But yeah, we will get that one eventually. Then we've got 2 more guys. We've got number 49 and 50. They really do jump around with these. I don't know what the rest of them are. The last 2 anyways are Guy Fieri and Farrah Fawcett. Those 2 I've both pre-ordered over at GameStop, so fingers crossed those ones come in decent condition and should be in whenever they do. I don't know when it is. But those ones are coming probably soon. Anyways, but Guy Fieri I'm super excited about. And Farrah Fawcett is the only one with a sideways box, so that's kind of annoying, but I'll just put her behind the other ones and put the ones that are normal in the front. But overall, guys, that is all of the icons. That is every single icon actually named and shown off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more from me in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. But this has been another episode of Top Pops. Popsters, thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.